as we go now in this year's Europa League, and standing in the way are some juggernauts like Arsenal, like Roma, and of course Manchester bloody United. Who's going to get off to a flyer? Who's going to get off to a stinker? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Back to another prediction video today. We look forward to match number 1 in this year's Europa League, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bang out to all things Europa League related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related. Later this year, that's right, of course, Arsenal, United. Who else is in the mix? Lazio, amongst the big boys, of course, competing to get through to the knockout stages. And don't forget, this is a long shot to get into yourself into Champions League football next year, of course. But of course, before that, we've got the small matter of match day number 1. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. And of course, don't forget to vote. We are heading into the the finish line of this. Is a piece of cake to do just so. Cut the // vote Roverseas. 100% free. You're going to be, of course, best mate for life if we can get through to, of course, the final stages here. I'm looking at best in video for an organisation, best club content creator for Football League, and best content creator as a whole. It is 100% free. Do us a bloody favour and get us in there. At least, if we just want our name read out. We don't want to win this thing. We'll let nature take its course if we get through to the next stage. We won't be harping on about it. But of course, that is it, guys and girls. Let's move on, of course, to these games, and we are jumping right in the thick of things by revisiting or looking at. What are we looking at? We are looking at this. That's right. The teams that have made up the groups. Then we're going to go from A all the way down to H, I think. Yes, indeed. So starting off with Group A is Arsenal, PSV, Bodø Glimt, FC Zürich as well. Bodø Glimt are one of the dark horses for this. They can cause problems. We saw that last year across the Europa League as well. Dinamo Kiev are in Group B alongside Rennes from France, Fenerbahçe from Turkey, and AEK Larnaca from Greece. See Mourinho's boys Roma in there, of course, to come at you this from, of course, winning the Conference League last year. Of course, alongside Ludogorets, Razgrad, Real Betis, and HJK Helsinki. Group D sees Braga in the mix from Portugal, Malmö there from Sweden, Union Berlin, and Union St. Gilloise from Belgium. That's right. In Group E, a bit of a zinger here. We got Man United, we have Real Sociedad, Sheriff Tiraspol, of course, and Omonia, Nikosia coming at you from Cyprus as well. Group F, Lazio, Feyenoord, Midtjylland, and Sturm Graz in a decent looking group, that Group F. And of course Group G has Olympiacos from Greece, Qarabağ, Freiburg from Germany, Nantes as well, from Lyon as well. And then wrap it up, it's Red Star Belgrade, it's Monaco, it's Ferencvárosi and Trabzonspor. Probably the group of death, I'd say, down here. Very even Stevens, I can't really call it so far on this. But what are we going to do? What are we using for the prediction league? We are using the fancy website, for the official website for the whatever it is, Europa League. It is free. We created our own little competition as well. But of course, you just go in there and you punch in your predictions, just like I'm going to do right here, right now. But of course, before that, you want to know how to do it. You want to join in, right? And that is the link right on the screen there, /EL2022. It is free, like I said. And of course, get in there quick, because the games are coming thick and fast. And while you're at it, might as well go in here and do this. Vote Roverseas, 100% free as well. And like I said, we are getting close to wrap it up. I don't think you'll be able to. This is the last time you'll hear me say this. So get in amongst it. Get your name in. Get our name in likes for us. Best in video for an organisation. Best in video or best content creator as a whole, and best club content creator for Football League. Please get us in there and get our name in some lights. Of course, we are taking a look at this though. Long hard look at it. Of course, we're going to go in there in the deep end. Of course, have a long look at each one of these games. So jumping in the deep end, kicking all us off. It is Union Berlin. It is of course St. Gilloise coming at you out of Belgium. So let me fire this bad boy up if I can see it. Where it is. Union Berlin up against Union St. Gilloise. This is over in Group D. Now these two sides have played each other one time. We'll talk about it in a minute. It was a friendly, so it doesn't really count. But Union Berlin unbeaten in the last 6 now. 83% form for them, winning 4 and drawing 2. They've started off life in the Bundesliga very good. Meanwhile, Union Gilloise have not started off as great as they were last season. A couple of wins for them. They won. I think they won the title over in Belgium. Of course, 3 wins, 3 defeats of the last 6. 50% form for them. Union Berlin haven't lost in the last 10 games. Of course, that one and only game was a draw back in I think it was in June 2020. It was a 2-2 draw. That was over in Germany as well. Berlin pick up a 6-1 win over Schalke. That was last weekend in the Bundesliga. Of course, they are taking on Bayern München today, so it could be a bit of a crunch clash or a bit of a damage limitation affair there. Gilloise did lose to Antwerp last round, of course, on the 31st of August. They're up against Zulte as well in the top 5 in Belgium. The odds for this one, though, we've got Union Berlin 50-8 on for the regular, 7-2 is your draw, 92 is your away win. Now, Union Berlin at home are decent. They are very credible and will give anybody a good run for the money, even Bayern as well, which of course course, hopefully will be showcased the next time I do my Bundesliga picks. So I think Union Berlin at home are a tough old beast. It's their away form that could let them down as well. Malmö up against Braga, of course. Malmö coming out of Sweden, Braga coming out of Portugal also. That's in Group D. Played each other never. 75% form for Malmö right now, just 1 defeat past 6. Up against the Braga side, also 75% form. Unbeaten in the last 5 games as well. Heading into this, Braga with a big 6-0 win over Arocha over the top flight in Portugal. In fact, they scored 14 goals the last 3 games. They haven't conceded a goal in those last 3. Malmö, though, put 9 past Bradanda in, of course, the cup in Sweden. Of course, they've actually scored just 9 goals in that one game. Coming at you, though, Malmö are taking on Elfsborg in the top flight in Sweden. Braga taking on Guadamares, who, of course, were earlier in European action, but, of course, I think they crashed out at some stage as well. Malmö 2-1 for the victory, 11-5 is draw, 11-8 is your Braga on this one. Back in the draw here on this one. I cannot decide which way that will go. HJK Helsinki up against Real Betis of La Liga over in Finland. Of course, the Helsinki football stadium played each other never. Of course, HJK Helsinki, 83% form, haven't lost in the last 8 games. Of course, Real Betis managed by Manuel Pellegrini, unbeaten in the last 5, winning 4 on the spin, 75% form for them as well, including a 1-0 win over Osasuna. That was back on the 26th of August. They'll take on Real Madrid this weekend. Of course, not the great appetizer or starter for them this week, is it? HJK Helsinki took on Shanumban last round. That was a 1-0 win for them. They're taking on HIFK over the top flight in Finland this weekend. The odds 50-2 is your Helsinki, at 70-4 is your draw, 3-1 on is your Real Betis on this. Should be conservative away win here, 2-0 for Betis, and again too much muscle in the end. Ludogorets Razgrad up against Mourinho's Roma, of course, over in Razgrad, the Humfamana Arena. Never played each other though. Razgrad though unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them. Up against Roma, of course, unbeaten in the last 6. They look very, very good. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 7. They did beat Monza last round. That was, of course, midweek action, of course, in the top flight in Italy. Ludogorets Razgrad did beat Levski Sofia in a cup final, of course, back on the 1st of September. They're taking on Herba Parazits, expected to smash them. Roma expected to get a result against Udinese as well this weekend in their top flight. The odds here, though, 92 is your Razgrad, 50-8 on is your Roma, and 10-3 is your draw. As much as I want Mourinho to smash this one, I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to go with a narrow 1-0 win for Roma, just to get over the line and get the 3 points in the bag. Next, it goes to Fenerbahçe up against Kiev, of course, Turkey up against Ukraine. I think I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. Played to the 7 times, 2006, nothing for Fenerbahçe, 3 for Kiev, and 4 draws, of course. Fenerbahçe, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form up against Kiev side, who've lost 3 on the spin. Goodness gracious me, the last time played there was in Fenerbahçe. It was a 2-1 win for Kiev back in July 2020. That was in the Champions League qualification phase. That was earlier. They've already played each other already. Is that? I'm trying to get my head around this. They've already played each other in the Champions League qualification phase, and Kiev came out on top with a 2-1 aggregate win. They seem to be regular opponents. Well, not really regular opponents. They have played each other a few times as well. So they must have played each other in the Champions League, and they lost. And then they must have won in their second chance, and these guys also lost later on. I get it. Anyway, Kiev did lose to Dinamo 1 at home, and in fact, it's been 1, 2, 3 games without a goal for them, so a bit of a struggle for them finding the back of the net. Fenerbahçe, of course, did use to Konyaspor in the Superliga in Turkey, but the odds for this one, what do we got going on? We have got Kiev, where are you? We have Fenerbahçe 11-8 on for the victory, 35 short, 50-4 is your draw on this. Yeah, I'm going to go with Fenerbahçe at home here. They're always, Turkish teams at home can provide an atmosphere which only they can handle. Meanwhile, kicking off forward, it's Larnaca coming out of Greece up against Rennes coming out of France. Played to the never, of course. Larnaca, though, unbeaten in the last 5, 67% form for them. Up against the Rennes side, of course, just 1 defeat past 4, 42% form for them moving forward. Rennes pick up a 3-1 win over Brest last round. That was on the 31st of August. Of course, Larnaca with a 0-0 draw against Katopas in the top flight in Belgium. That was, top flight over in Greece. That was, of course, match number 1 for them. Rennes up against Troyes as well this weekend. Larnaca against Omonia Nikosia. When I said Greece, I actually meant Cyprus. There we go. So, yeah, Larnaca's coming out of Cyprus. I think I said Greece a couple of times throughout this video, but 4-1 on it, or 4-1 is your Larnaca, 64 on is your Rennes, and 11-4 is your draw here. Gonna go with a draw myself on this one. I think Larnaca at home will prove a bit of a stubborn opposition, and I expect Rennes not to lose that game, so they'll either win it or draw it. PSV up against Arsenal, of course, bit of a zinger. Sorry, PSV up against Bodø Glimt. PSV up against Arsenal will be a good game whenever that comes around. But of course, PSV up against Bodø Glimt will be difficult. Of course, Philips Stadium. That's right. PSV just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them. Up against Bodø Glimt side, also 1 defeat at the past 6, 67% form for them as well. Bodø Glimt did beat Cherlev in the top flight there, with of course Eindhoven with a big 7-1 win over Voldam last time. In fact, they scored 13 goals in the last 2. Of course, after crashing out the Champions Champions League to Rangers. They're up against 20 this weekend. Of course, Bodø Glimt up against Molde on a bit of a zinger as well. The odds on this one then, what we've got going on with PSV 11-4 on for the Richie 41 draw, 61 is your way win. Bodø Glimt at home will be tough. It will be tough, but I think PSV will have enough in the tank to get the W on this one. Zürich taking on, of course, Arsenal. That's coming also this midweek on Thursday, September the 8th. These two sides have no play each other, according to my eyes. Zürich, though, 1 defeat past 6, 75% form against the Arsenal side, who won 6 on the bloody bounce. In fact, they've won 11 games on the bounce as well. Of course, 2-1 was the biggest win, or was the win last round against Aston Villa. Zürich did lose 4-2 to Basel at home in the top flight in Switzerland. Of course, they're taking on Lugano this weekend. Arsenal taking on United, where I think they're probably going to lose their first game of the campaign. 11-2 is your Zürich, 11-4 on is your Arsenal. I've got 5-1 is your draw. Arsenal look good right now. Could go with a cheeky 2-1 win for them over Zürich, even though they'll probably play some kids as well on this one. Next, of course, with Fenerbahçe up against Trabzonspor. Of course, coming at you from Hungary and Turkey colliding here. Fenerbahçe, they're winning 4 of the last 5, 67% form for them up against the Trabzonspor spy, who've just won 1 in 5, 50% form with the last 6. That's 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2. Of course, they haven't conceded a goal in the last 3 games, Trabzonspor, but they've only scored just 1 goal in the last 3 as well. Fenerbahçe with a 1-0 win over Varas, of course, in the top flight there. And of course, the odds for this one, what do we got going on here? We have got 6-4 is your Fenerbahçe, 9-5 is your way, and 9-4 is your bloody draw on this one. Gonna go with a course. What are we gonna go with on this one? Gonna go with a 1. Gonna go 2-1 in the end on this one to take it to the house. Next up, of course, we have Red Star Belgrade. They are taking on Monaco in a zinger chicken dinner. Of course, also won Thursday. Played each other never. Of course, Red Star Belgrade just won 4, though. 67% form for them over the last 6. Up against the Monaco side without a win in 5 now. 33% form for them moving forward as well. Monaco did lose to Troyes back, of course, this midweek. 4-2 loss there. They're up against Nice, which isn't very nice, of course, and expected to lose that game as well. Could cost Philippe Clement his job. Meanwhile, Red Star Belgrade 1-1 draw against Partizan Belgrade last time around, and they're also in action against Baka Topola in the top flight there. The odds on this one, Red Star are 5-2 for the 21-20 is your Monaco, and 5-2 is your draw. I'm backing Red Star here at home. Of course, Monaco are in trouble. That's right, 2-1 in the end for me on that one. Freiburg up against Qarabağ, of course, over in Germany. Now these two sides have played each other never. Of course, Freiburg though just 1 defeat past 6, 83% form for them. Up against Qarabağ side, also 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them moving forward. Qarabağ did beat Paz last time around. It's actually been back-to-back clean sheets for them. Freiburg are the same back-to-back clean sheets after wins over Stuttgart and Bochum respectively. Freiburg up against Leverkusen in a bit of a zinger over in Germany. Of course, Qarabağ taking on nobody unless they're playing somebody right here, right now. But of course, the odds on this one then, we have 5-2 on is your Freiburg, 50-4 is your draw, 30-2 is your away win here. Back in the Germans here, 2-1 win for Freiburg. Get the points, get the bag, and of course, moving the chains. Nantes against Olympiacos, of course, Nantes coming out of France, Olympiacos coming out of Greece, playing each other at the Stade Le Bourgeois. Never played each other though. Nantes though, 1 win in 6, 42% form, however, 1 defeat in the past 5, drawing 3 games in the last 5 games. Olympiacos, though, unbeaten the last 6, Carlos Corbejan has turned a corner, perhaps 75% form for them. They did draw with Tripolis in the top flight in Greece last time around. Not the same with the draw against Strasbourg, of course. They are in action against PSG this weekend, so again, not the greatest starter for them this weekend. Olympiacos up against Nikosia in the top flight in Greece, where again they expected to win that game. 13-10 is your Nantes, 9-4 is draw, 2-1 is your away win here. Tight, airtight. Going to go with a 0-0 on this one. Omonia Nikosia up against Sheriff of Tiraspol, of course, this weekend as well, over in Cyprus. Now these two sides never played each other, of course. Omonia Nikosia managed by Neil Lennon, 50% form for them, 1-3, lost 3 for them. Up against the Sheriff of Tiraspol side, just 1 defeat past 6, unbeaten the last 5, 67% form for them as well. Tiraspol pick up a draw against Petro Club Helsinki last around the top flight there. Omonia Nikosia did lose on opening day against Adidas in the Cypriot top flight, so not great start for Neil Lennon's boys. 23-20 is of course your home win, 23-10 is your draw, 12-5 is your away win. I'm backing, of course, the Cypriot time to get a 1-0 win, just enough to get over the line and move the chains once again. United up against Real Sociedad coming at you at Old Trafford. Now these two sides have played each other 4 times in 2013, 2 for United, nothing for Sociedad, and 2 draws as well. United though winning 3 on the spin, 58% form for them. Up against the Sociedad side, winning 4 of the last 6 games, 67% form for them moving forward. Of course, last time I played each other over at Old Trafford was a 0-0 draw back in February 2021. That was in the Europa League knockout stages. Of course, United with a big 1-0 win over Leicester, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Of course, Sociedad with a 1-0 win over Elche. Of course, Sociedad up against Atletico this weekend, and of course United up against Arsenal as well. The odds for this one, 13-8 on is United, 11-4 is your draw, and 90-4 is your away win here. Back in, of course, United here, 2-0 win for them them over Sociedad, 3 points in the bag, and again, move the chains. Final two, Sturm Graz up against Midtjylland coming out of Denmark. Now, these two sides, that picture, just the one time it was a friendly. We'll talk about it shortly. Sturm Graz, though, winning 3 of the last 4, 58% form over the last 6. Midtjylland, though, just 1 win of 6, 33% form for them moving forward as well. That last and only result between these two sides was in Sturm Graz. It was a 2-0 win. It was back in July 2015. Doesn't really count, though. 3-1 win in the end was, of course, the last match for Sturm Graz over Austria's Salzburg, and Midtjylland with a big 2-0 win over Bodø B last time around. They are in action. Midtjylland against Augsburg this weekend. Of course, expected to win that game. Sturm Graz also in action up against Hartberg, and they're also expected to win that game. But the odds for this one, though, is what have we got going on? Sturm Graz 8-5 for the Richie, 13-8 is your Midtjylland, and 23-10 is your draw. Back in, of course, Sturm Graz win. Am I? No, going to go with a draw. My gut says draw. 1-1 right down the middle, and take it. And then wrap it up. Another zinger. It is Lazio. It's final, of course, of the Eredivisie. Now they play each other never. Of course, Lazio, though, 1 defeat past 6. Sarri ball, 58% form up against the final side. 1 defeat past 6. 75% form for them moving forward as well. Final did pick up a 4-0 win over Emmen. Back-to-back clean sheets, 3 clean sheets on the spin. They are taking on Go Ahead Eagles this weekend, and they're expected to win that game as well. Lazio with a draw against Sampdoria. They are up against Napoli, though, this weekend, in also a bit of a crunch clash weekend in Italy. 2017 on is your Lazio, 13-5 is your draw, 3-1 is your away win here, which is, of course, final. It is tough. This is a tough game, but I'm back in. I'm going to go 2-1 win in the end for Lazio to take it to the house. And that completes my set, guys and girls. Of course, make sure you do just the same. And to do just that, you've got to go right here and, of course, jump in, cut/EL2022. There's a QR code there to make things easier for you. And, of course, while I still have you, you might as well just go and vote. Cut/vote Roverseas, 100% free, as is the league. So get in there, get your name in lights, and of course we'll see you next weekend for some more action in the Europa League. But that is it, guys and girls. Smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell. But until then, guys and girls, we are done right now.